Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. So today, I thought I'd do a real quick one. Testing out a game. See if she works. Obviously, I'm talking about Animal Crossing. It's in the background, duh. So I thought it'd be kind of neat because a lot of people love Animal Crossing. I used to play it back in the day. My wife used to play. My daughter still plays Animal Crossing on the 3DS. So it's a very popular game, and I thought it'd be kind of neat if we can play the original version on Retropie through the Raspberry Pi, the Pi 3 to be specific. So let's go ahead and take a look, see if she works, what emulators we can use, and just do a little test. Let's get started. Okay guys, so today what we're checking out is Animal Crossing, obviously, but it's the original version. It's the version that you're familiar with from the GameCube back in the day. So what had happened was Animal Crossing was originally a Nintendo 64 game. Never came out in the US. It was released in Japan. It's a shame it didn't come out over here. I think it could have helped the system a bit. But over the years, people translate Japanese games all the time, and this is one of them. So people have translated Animal Forest, which is what it's known in Japan, into English. So I wanted to test this out on the Raspberry Pi. I've already started the game and got to a save, so I can save my game instead of going through the whole beginning part, as it does take quite a while. But I did want to take a look at what emulator I found to work the best for this game, because I do think it's a fairly playable game, though a lot of Nintendo 64 games aren't playable on the Raspberry Pi. We all know, we wish there was better support there. It's not the Raspberry Pi, it's more so the emulators. But I know we can play this. I'm just unsure of some things. Like, it's not fully in English, but most of the important stuff is in English, so it is playable for those of us who don't know Japanese. But let's go ahead and get in there and get to our configurations. Okay, so once we're in our configurations, I haven't changed anything like the video resolution or anything like that. I'm just going off a core, what the emulator outputs. So we do have a few options here, and from what I have tested so far, just to give you guys a heads up so you can kind of test her out yourself, is from what I have tested, the Retro Mupin is the least likely to play the game very well. I've had a lot of issues through that for some reason. But the two that I've had the best of luck with is going to be the GLES2 N64 and the Glide N64. Now the GLS, we do have some video smoothing, so the graphics look really good. Let's go ahead and check that one out first and just see. And I'll point out a couple of the things that I have noticed anyway, just from testing this a little bit. But the logo looks pretty good. A lot of times with some of these emulators, just it gets glitchy. But she boots up, looks really good in my opinion. It's playing at full speed. Not seeing any issues just from the start. So let's go ahead and press start button, get in the game, and check her out. So right here you notice like her name is not in English, it's in Japanese. I don't know if it's the patch that I have or if there's a full patch out there. I don't know. I've tried a few versions and I get the same results. But like I said, a lot of it is in English. There's just going to be some stuff that's still in Japanese for some reason. And now here, this is one thing I want to point out. And during gameplay, I don't see this, but when you're saving or when you're loading, I do notice that the frame rate just drops to nothing. Like just disappears, but it's only when you're loading or saving. So it doesn't seem like it's that big of an issue. Like here, it's stuck, it's frozen. You see her just like robotically, instead of like, naturally moving. Doesn't seem to affect gameplay. It just seems to affect during those times that you save or load. It's pretty hot in here, sorry guys. I'm sweating. Okay, we're loaded up. She's speaking in mostly Japanese, so I don't know what she's saying. I'm sure she's saying, hey, have an awesome time. Okay, good. No Mr. Rossetti. You got to remember, you need to make sure you save your game properly with this one. and exit properly. Otherwise, even with Retropie, when you get back into the game, if you just reset and didn't save properly, he's gonna get you. Let's check our mailbox, see if she glitches out there. So we kind of froze up. That's what I'm afraid of. Some instances where menus pop up or things like that, you'll get a black screen and you press start and it goes back. It's not with everything, but let's see. Let's go talk to a character. Or let's look at the map. Let's see if it freezes up. But see, it's like when it's loading information, it like stops for a moment. And it's only when you're doing loading or saving, and then I notice now with pulling up the map. Okay, so it's got my character's name there. And the houses are all in Japanese, so that's not a huge help. That's alright though. Like I said, if anybody... Okay, it said there was the dump up there. If anybody does know if there's a full-on English translation and where to get it, let me know. Because like I said, I've tried a few versions and I get kind of half, you know, not necessarily half, but still a bunch of stuff in Japanese. Okay. So we talked to him, nothing crazy happened. Let's go in our house and see if she glitches out. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So far so good. No frame rate issues for the most part. I buy fruits. 100 bells. Other 500. I don't know what that was all about, but alright. See, does it say peach? Yeah, it does, but the bubble disappears. Nah, we didn't want it anyway. Alright, here is Mr. Nook's house. Or shop. Well, hello. Back so soon. Yes, we are, dude. So far, everything seems to be running pretty well. Let's go ahead. Like I said, there's some video smoothing and whatnot, texture smoothing, so she looks pretty good, I'd say. And here's the dump. Man, I do wish this was released in the US on the Nintendo 64. It's such a shame. Let's go ahead and exit out. Oh, no. Probably going to get Mr. Rossetti now because I didn't save my game. Why did I do that? For shame. Well, let's find out anyway. We're going to change emulators. From the GLS. We'll change it to the Glide N64. And see how she looks. I think if I remember correctly, this emulator, the game still plays alright. Doesn't look as good, but very similar. The frame rate issues here and there. That was pretty much what I've noticed. Let's go ahead and load her up and find out if we got Mr. Rossetti this time. Yes, my name is Cac. Same thing, character starts to get that robotic freezing going on. I still think it's interesting that it seems like this game plays fairly well on the Raspberry Pi. We see it boots up and there's no real issues with the frame rate. Oh, he did catch us. He caught us. And he's all in Japanese, so we don't get to really know what he's saying, but he is yelling at us. He's lecturing us. Jeez. Should have known. But as we see, the game doesn't look as good on this emulator, but it's still fine. We were getting a little bit of tearing, it looked like. And then, like I said, it's probably going to be the same thing. I think it's across the board on any of these emulators. When you open up menus and stuff, you get that momentary freeze and sometimes a black screen. But if you press start, you go right back to the game. So I don't, you know, it's playable, but it's partially not, I would say, is an issue. But it would be really cool if somebody could figure out, you know, a full English version of this. What settings are going to be the best to play it? You know, if I have more time, I'm definitely going to try to mess with this game and see what I can do and hopefully get some settings where the game works very well. And if I can, I'm going to share that with you guys. But like I said, this video, I just wanted to kind of quickly test the game out. I didn't really put much time into it from the get-go, just saved my game in the beginning just so I can load her up. But I see I can run around, I can talk to the characters, I can go in and out of places. See, now I don't know what he's asking for. Ooh. Seems pretty intense though, whatever he just asked. But he just got cacked. Oh man. Am I supposed to write sentences or something? Oh, I had to write that? Well, good luck with that, dude. Is that the right sentence, bro? So I guess if you're going to try playing this game, since Mr. Rossetti doesn't seem to be in English, make sure you save your game properly, otherwise you're screwed. But if anybody has any information on this, let me know. Whatever I find out, I'll share that. Like I said, just quick test. Hope you guys appreciate it. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I'll catch you guys next time. Boom.